Good morning, great and wonderful, amazing Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. My awesomely awesome returning subscribers and those who are watching without subscription, I'm telling you guys are awesomely awesome. May the Lord bless you all on whatever righteous you do, amen. On today's video, you are going to see the wickedness in the heart of men. How the APC, Buhari, Fulani-led government have murdered what is called democracy in Nigeria and Africa and beyond. There is a kind of the heartlessness in the heart of these people, especially when they are to come, when they are in an environment with other people. Like if you come to Ivory Coast, the Ivory Coast president happened not to be from Ivorian. He was brought by the same colonial master, the French people, from a different country. And after his 2 terms, he now amended the constitution to pave way for him to continue. Do you understand that kind of madness? Power west and power mongering without ambition to develop, rather to destroy what those who love the nation have done. You are going to see what Goodluck Jonathan say and what the wife of Baba, whatever it is, of Kogi State gifted his security people 1 million when his husband is owing the workers, especially the teachers. You ask yourself, are these people mothers indeed? I want you to watch the disgraceful Nigeria as you can see. My people, welcome to the new normal. A nation where the Accountant General of the Federation siphoned 80 billion when the nation is running up and down borrowing to sponsor terrorism. A state, River State, the Accountant General of River State siphoned 117 billion. Imagine if they can have all this amount of money, how much is the governors and the president siphoning? This is the wife of Yahaya Bello, the current governor of Kogi State, sharing the state money to his security personnel. 1 million is what is gifting them in the public, shamelessly. That is why I said that all these women are more dangerous, more wicked than their husband. Because let me tell you, what I did not back my husband to do, my husband, even if you go ahead to do, he will be doing it with caution. These women are our problem, who allow other children, other mothers to go without food on their table, without education, without good infrastructure. They can care less. But heaven will judge them. I want you to hear what the Goodluck have to say to the nation.
And now only what they call elected delegates are to elect people that will vote. One day, the whole Nigerians will wake up and say they are voting for a president. Who presented this presidential candidates for you? Very few people. At the national level, at the state level, at the central districts, at the federal constituencies, at the state constituencies. Let me give you a very horrible example in my state, Biafra State. In one way or the other, those who created these words do their magic. But there's a particular state conference in Biafra State made up of only 2 words. And every ward has 3 elected delegates. So it's only 6 persons that will decide the candidate, say for PDP. And meanwhile, 4 people are interested in contesting. 6 people will select among these 4 and present somebody. And at the end of the day, when INEC conduct election, then you'll say the whole world voted for that person. Because those are the only 2 people presented to you. And let me use the opportunity to advise the National Assembly that laws must be designed to solve problems, not designed to create problems. And laws must be made assuming that those who are making the law are blind, just like the judges. So assume that the judge is blind and just use the scale and the sword. Laws must not be made to target a group of individuals or an individual. And when you go into that system of making laws, you'll make this terrible mistake that has really messed up the whole primaries going on. If you have not been involved in the process of primaries, you will be happy or you may not be happy. But those of us who have been involved, It is terrible. Are we bringing those who really know who is who to elect this delegate? Or somebody that could be bought with money? Take my local government, for example. My local government, by divine providence, had me as a former president. We have former governors, former deputy governors, former senators, and all the rest. But then only one elected delegate that you don't know where it is coming from that will come to Abuja to select who will become the presidential candidate. Is that the kind of democracy we will practice? And those who are making laws, we must make laws that will help to solve problems. Otherwise, you will make laws that are irrelevant, and sometimes, when we are so tied to law, you can now make laws that will become enemy of the people. If you look at what is happening in West Africa and some other parts of Africa now, that people try to stick to the law. I think we should rather think about institutionalized democracy and make it as our culture. If you take a country like Guinea, the former president that was removed served 10 years, double tenure of 5 years. He's a professor of law, not an ordinary citizen. Now amended the constitution, which is legal, make a new constitution, becomes a law. A constitution that will allow him contest another tenure of 6 years, meaning 12 years. Is that the kind of laws that we need in Africa? And of course, the military strong. Because when the law becomes destructive, then the society becomes a banana republic. Anybody can take any action. And I believe that the best way for us to make our laws is to institutionalize democracy. This section, this 84, so that the controversial section that I've been, to me, if you read through that law, 80% or more of that section have nothing to do with us. Supposed to be expunged from the Electoral Act. Because the National Assembly cannot make laws and lock up all the political parties together. Political parties must have the leverage of doing certain things differently. Political parties have different history. If you take a place like South Africa, ANC started as a liberation struggle, armed struggle, metamorphosed into political party. If you look at this modern party, the economic freedom fighters, you must have read about Julius Malema and others. It's a more modern party based on the environment. These two parties cannot do things the same way. Creating a situation where every party must have the same way of getting those who will represent them is nonsense. It doesn't help the practice of democracy. Allow parties the leverage to come up. The key thing is that INEC is regulating them. The method they will adopt in selecting their candidates must be documented in their constitution and copies deposited in INEC. And that's what will be used to judge that party. Parties are not parastatals of the government. And National Assembly cannot make laws to strangle the political parties. That is my thinking on this issue that is quite controversial. I wish that members of the National Assembly are with us. We have to institutionalize democracy. The quality of delegates, and from what we're hearing, money has been shared, some people have been going back to delegates to ask for refund when they fail election, is extremely disgraceful. It is only in Nigeria you hear such things. I've been involved in elections across Africa since I left office. There are areas that National Assembly can look at it. Where those are shares and accused of corruption, we should make laws that the corrupt practices in the electoral system, how do we reduce it? As long as we continue to use these ad hoc delegates that don't know where they come from, the idea is that there are some people that are coming, money should be given for them to go and vote. And these things are made very public, and nobody cares. In some countries, you cannot give a gift to a voter, like what we normally do. We have bags of rice with photographs of candidates, matches, salt, and others. We distribute them freely. That is, you are inducing the electorate, which is a criminal offense. And we'll expect National Assembly to make laws to criminalize this. If you are found with such as, it must be charged to court. Security people should seize your matchbox or bags of rice or trailer load of beans and charge you to court. So that people will stop doing what is wrong. Monies are being shared openly. Items are being distributed openly and nobody cares. These are areas that National Assembly should look at. Is how do we curb some of these excesses? Not going into how parties select their, it should be their business of how they select their candidates. In some countries, like China, for example, from the little I know, of course, one lady is here will tell us more if she wants to go into politics. But they combine selection and election. First, you must be selected. You must get to a particular level before you can contest some positions. You must be seen as a decent person. But here we now make all the parties have the same platform. Even if somebody is an armed robber, as long as the court of law has not convicted that person, you cannot stop that person from contesting in Nigeria, as long as the person has the money to buy the form. But in a system where the political parties have the powers, they can say, no, we cannot sell our form to you. So we must allow political parties, we must give them reasonable powers to control the kind of people, the quality of people they bring. If I tell you what is happening in some, I don't want to mention because my state too is involved. The kind of people that are coming up to be the people that will represent us, it feels sad. So the National Assembly has to wake up. Some people are even blaming the president did not sign this or sign that. And that is another area that the National Assembly must wake up.
Thank you for watching.
You cannot wake up the president from sleep as they come and sign